What's going on, guys? Buddy here, and welcome to a video that is my second attempt, actually, at attempting to record this one. My first one was pretty much, it's on the same topic, I'll just quickly say it now, but it became around 35 minutes long, and it's just another one of those situations where I decide, even though I say this, everyone says I should upload it anyway, but I just felt like with that video I was rambling way too much, I wasn't really getting anywhere, and I just kept repeating my points like every 5 minutes to make it 35 minutes long. So I decided not to upload that video because I thought it would have flopped. Well, not flopped, but it would have just been a bit of a lame video, wouldn't have been that great. So I've decided that a lot of people have been asking me to make my opinions on the Legacy game mode, and that was my first attempt at it. However, I decided that I didn't really want to record that, but people still wanted me to make the video anyway. So I said, if I'm going to make the video at all, I'm going to re-record it. So this is my second attempt at actually making this video. However, I'm going to structure it a bit differently because ever since I made the last one, I've learned a few more things about the Legacy mode that is changing my opinions on it slightly, which is going to change what it is in my... I mean, I could upload both. Well, I'm not going to upload the other one, I'll say it now, but if I uploaded them both, you could probably see how I may have changed my mind about something in the last one, but now it's in this one, I've decided to go for a certain route. But obviously, I'm not going to upload that one, so there's not really much point in me saying this because you're never really going to hear it. But anyways, yeah, the Legacy mode, a lot of people have been... Well, it's quite hyped up at the moment, I believe. A lot of people are, like, looking forward to it. They all think... well, it's pre-OC combat and all that. You're going to be able to attack normally. You're going to have your D-claws, your Karasi, all the overpowered stuff. And you're going to be able to PK as you like in the wilderness. And hopefully this will be in RuneScape 3, so things like RuneScape 5 will exist. You can breed as much as you want. You can fight normally. Everybody that finds old school PKing boring can go and PK in whatever gear they like and enjoy the pre-OC. Now, before I start this video, I know I'm 2 minutes in already, but I just want to quickly say this in advance. I may be talking around some pretty sensitive topics here, which potentially might annoy some people. What I want to say now is, just know that I'm not making this video to try and annoy anyone. If you disagree with what I say, or if it makes you feel like I'm in the wrong, I'm saying the things that you don't believe are true, don't get annoyed by that, preferably, because that's what my video, this is kind of like my opinions of it, so I'm going to say, like I said, some sensitive topics. If you disagree with what I say, that's completely fine. Put in the comments that you disagree, say why you disagree. You might change my mind. I might agree with you. Like, there's been updates in the past where I make my opinion and someone say like, yeah, but, and they write down like X comment. I'm like, you know what, this guy's right, and it changes my opinion on things. That's kind of what it is. But yeah, this is my video on it, so yeah, just want to give you that quick disclaimer now, so preferably don't get annoyed. Okay, so first of all, I am going to talk about what I believe everybody thinks Legacy is. Everybody believes Legacy is pre-OC returning. And I just want to say straight away, as far as I'm aware, it is not pre-OC. It will not be identical to pre-OC, but it's as close as we will possibly get. Pretty much the way I see it, and this is a situation where some people may be able to quite easily say things like, you're wrong, or you have the wrong opinion of it. I mean, well, not wrong opinion, but the wrong side of it. I don't actually know what it is, but the way I see Legacy being is RuneScape 3 gameplay, kind of, with the momentum. If you know what momentum is, it's kind of like that, just where you could attack normally, but with the ability to special attacks, and obviously just the old combat system, but with the whole RuneScape 3 game there, which means that as much as you think your pre-OC will be there, there's going to be a lot of stuff that is completely useless. Examples of this is going to be things like, well, first of all, everything has different stats. One of the reasons I really actually disliked RuneScape 3, like, I mean, I don't really I'm not one of those people that completely just bashes RuneScape 3 because I don't play it. I know that the game is obviously good to those that do play it, so I'm not going to sit here saying it's terrible, because it's clearly not, because it's still got more players than old school played it. I can admit that as an old school player. I think more people should be able to see that. It's kind of annoying when people just instantly bash it, but obviously it's not my game and I can say that. But things like, I couldn't really wear half the stuff that I'd earned in the past. They changed so much stuff. Like, I don't want to bring up all the whole fact of, like, everything when it came was just annoying. But when it came out, I obviously had a 40 defense account. And I couldn't wear Rune. I couldn't wear Rockshell. I couldn't wear my Barrow's gloves. I was down to Addy Armor and all that stuff. I couldn't use Kuradel the Slayer Master and all this other stuff. And then so much stuff became absolutely useless. Like, I don't know if it is, but I think Tokar Cals are kind of useless behind skill capes, which I can kind of understand because it takes a lot longer to get a 99 cape than to get a Tokar Cal, so I kind of feel like 99 capes should be the best capes in the game. I kind of agree with that. It's just how the fact of it changing has kind of put me in a situation where I'm just there like, I don't want to be training with my, as much as I'd like to be training with my Dungeonary cape and my Slayer cape, I just feel like I have to be wearing that Tokar Cal, because that previously was the best cape. But pretty much just to sum up what I quickly said, it's going to be as close to pre-OC combat as we can get. Notice that every time I say that, I'm not saying it is pre-OC combat, because as far as I'm aware, it's not going to be identical. I'm not getting my hopes up for being identical, because then if it comes out and it's not identical, I'm not going to be disappointed, and I was ready for it, and I prepared myself for it, which means that I can hopefully adapt to it. Because if I log on that game expecting it to be exactly identical, and then it's not, instantly I'm going to have that little bit of disappointment. No matter how much I enjoyed it, I'd always have that little bit of disappointment knowing it's the same. So I'm not accepting the fact that it's going to be identical, but that is yet to see. Like, something that I will be saying a lot in this video is the fact that I think Legacy Mode is an update where we have to wait for it to come out before we can say more about it. There's a lot that is not actually said in that, so it's quite difficult to predict what it's going to be like. Everything I say in this video might be completely wrong when it's released. It may be perfectly old school combat, well, not old school, but the old combat system. It may have all the stats put back on the items, potentially. It may only be 5 worlds in RS3. We don't know yet, so there's a lot that I can't say, and there's a lot that I'm probably going to say that might be completely wrong when it's actually released. I feel something we should do here is just give, like, Jagex a chance to give us more insights on it before we all start judging, because I feel people are saying that it's either going to be incredible, and some people are saying it's going to be completely useless, and some people are saying it's a really, really bad idea. And I feel there's just a lot more that needs to be said before we can finally decide on what it's going to be like. Obviously, there's no date of release for it yet, and I think summer has actually been a rumoured release. Obviously, that's just a rumour, so that might be completely wrong. Summer's a long time away, so I don't really think we could be jumping in saying what it's going to be like yet. But, sorry, I did kind of go on a bit of a tangent there, but just to jump back what I was actually saying with the fact that it's going to be approximately with the old RuneScape 3 that's the kind of thing that might be something to look forward to. If you play RuneScape nowadays, if you started playing old school again, you know exactly what build you want to make. You want to make an account with 60 attack and 45 defense, because that's one of the most powerful builds at its combat. You might want to make a Void Ranger, which I would consider the most overpowered build at its combat. My Void Ranger can pretty much stomp on almost anybody I fight, just because I've sat there not doing anything, hitting 40 after 40 after 40 with a diamond bolt on a guy with 40 defense, and they can't just do anything. It's so powerful, and we all know that. When Legacy Mode comes out, we don't know what's going to be the best build. For all we know, an account with 99 attack, well, 90 attack and 20 defense for Drygores and Initiate Armor might completely obliterate an account that has 80 attack, 40 defense and Turmoil. It might completely destroy it. We really don't know. So that aspect of working out what the best builds are going to be is going to be there. Because obviously, the best build changes all the time throughout how this game's been working. Obviously, Pures are the most famous, well, not famous, but the most popular build. And obviously Recipe for Disaster came out, and that's where all the new builds came into play because of obviously the gloves and the defense requirements. Initiate Pures were born because you had to do the Nature Spirit for 2k defense experience. Barrow's Pures became out, well, not Barrow's Pures, but Barrow's Pures kind of came out when Piety came out, 70 defense requirement. Berserkers came out with the Barrow's Gloves, which was 42 defense fully quested. Obviously, you just get the extra 3 levels for the Berserker helmet and all that stuff. So I believe if we have to work out what the new best builds are, that'll be quite interesting to work out. Then there's other things which I can't speak on right now because, like I said, I don't know how it's going to work. Dual wielding weapons, all this stuff is going to still exist. The fact that RS3 and Legacy is going to be able to play together means that you could be in the Bandos room, one person using Legacy combat and one person using abilities to kill Bandos. They're both crashing each other in a way. Like, if you saw someone killing it with the Legacy mode and you had abilities have been confirmed to be a lot better, just to allow people to still have that advantage by putting more effort into their game. Like right now, if I was playing Legacy, what would I do? I would attack this, and then if I felt like it, I could just use a special attack like that. Or I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6, 1, 9, or something like that as abilities and kill it a lot quicker, because that's putting a lot more effort into actually killing something, which in my opinion deserves to be the way to kill it. Like I always say, what is the point to having certain things in the game that are completely dead content? A good example, ZMI runecrafting probably caps at about 65k experience an hour if you're a god. I really don't know because I didn't do ZMI that much. Or Runespan, AFK, twice as fast. Nobody's going to pay or put in a lot of time to get that experience when you can just go to Runespan, get double, and have half the attention there. That's things that I don't understand. I feel they should just buff certain things like that. But before I go on a tangent, that's just kind of going back to what I feel it should be. If you use abilities, you should hit better than, well, do better than people using the Legacy mode, which I believe has been confirmed by Jagex that abilities will always be the most powerful thing in the game, which keeps the RuneScape 3 players happily. Now, I think obviously I can't speak on here is what happens if you're PKing in the wilderness and a guy with abilities comes up to you and attacks you and you're using Legacy mode. Because as far as I'm aware, this guy is going to completely stomp you in a fight. if he has abilities, because they're obviously going to be more powerful, which may bring ragging to be a lot of an issue, because if someone's perfected these abilities and goes and rags you, you're going to get absolutely destroyed, because obviously of the stun and all that stuff. And of course, if you get stunned and you're not using abilities, how the hell do you unstun yourself? So once again, there's another thing we can't speak on yet. We don't actually know. I mean, for all we know, we may know. I mean, I might not have read up on this. I might be missing some information here. For all I know, you can't attack someone using the opposite gameplay. I have no idea. So once again, this may be something that someone could say in the comments saying how it's actually done. If there's anything that I do miss, if there's anything that I don't know, you can put it in the comments. I will put it in the description of the video, just like as an edit, kind of like going against what I said, like telling people that I was wrong here, this is what it really is. Just because if people watch this video and I'm saying something that's wrong, I don't want to give people the wrong information. I'd prefer to give them the correct information, because otherwise it's kind of misleading anyway. So if I'm saying things here that are wrong, put it in the description, I mean the comments, and I'll put it into the description of the video. Maybe throw an annotation on the screen saying this is wrong, read the description for what it really is. For all I know, Legacy Combat can't attack RuneScape 3. We really don't know. Now, all that I've really said so far in this video doesn't really give you... I'm just kind of like telling you a bit about Legacy Mode, and everything that I've really said, I've also said behind it the fact that we don't know what it's going to be like. So I need to kind of like jump back into what the title of this video is, of my opinion on the Legacy Mode. Now, a question I'm just going to answer now, because a lot of people are going to wonder, will I play Legacy Mode or Old School? And will Old School die if Legacy Mode is released into the game? Now, as far as I'm aware, Legacy Mode is going to be released, because if you haven't seen the votes yet, it's something like 65% in favor of it, and then 35% not in favor. Which means, obviously, I think they said the larger vote was going to win. So if it was 51% against 49 in favor, it was going to come anyway. If it was 51% not in favor, and it would be the other way around, and something like that. Going back to the question I just said there, will I play Legacy Mode or will I play Old School? Now, I'm just going to say this now. I'm just going to get it out the way. I will still be playing Old School. So, assuming I'm playing the game, because as far as I'm aware, I'm saying that phrase a lot in this video, so I'll try to stop, but I'm really bad at doing things like that. I go to university in September of 2014, and as I believe I will actually, I don't know yet, this isn't set in stone, but I believe I might not have the time to actually play the game as much as I do right now, which means I may stop the live streams, I may not be making videos as much. I'll probably still play the game, I'll log in every now and then, but I won't be able to put as much time into it, which means I won't be able to dedicate it to playing the game. Just going into that, that's not set in stone. I don't know yet. For all I know, I'm going to have way more free time, which would be quite difficult considering with school, I normally only have about 2 hours of lessons a day right now because I only take 2 subjects, which means it'd be very difficult for me to actually have more time when I go to university. But I also don't know that. If I go to university, I might only have like 4 hours a day, 9 till 1, which is pretty much what I have at the moment, which means if I get home at 1, I have plenty of time I could potentially put into RuneScape, so I may not quit, but I don't know. But I'm just preparing myself, like I said before, I'm kind of preparing myself for the worst. I'm getting ready to stop playing the game actively, getting ready to create a video saying that I will be relatively inactive on the game. I don't think I'll ever permanently quit this game. I mean, I see myself in, let's just say 6 years time when I'm 25, finished uni, potentially got a job and maybe my own house or something, I really don't know. I'll probably log in every now and then. I mean, this game's been with me for over half my life now, I believe. If I started playing in 2003 and I was born in 94, I've been playing it for over half my life, haven't I? It's always going to be there, but I mean, I don't really think I'll be playing it super actively. I mean, when I say that, I just feel like I'd be like, oh, you know what, I've got nothing to do right now. I'm not really in the mood to go and watch, like, I don't know, Game of Thrones Season 20 or something like that, so I'm just going to go and log into RuneScape and have a little play around or something, and just things like that. I mean, I always see myself playing this game, but just not as actively as I might be playing it at the moment, because obviously I've got so much time to play it right now. But there is a chance that when the Legacy Mode comes out, I might not even be playing the game. If it comes out in summer and I have to train a new account, which is something I'll have to talk about in a second, I'm not going to have the time, because by the time I max, I might not be playing the game much anymore. But I think, I mean, going back, if I'm playing the game just to like do PKing every now and then, having a maxed account through summer would be pretty awesome. I'd like to have a 60-45 or something like that. I could just log in, and if I felt like PKing for an hour, I could just log in and kill some people, because then I'd be looking forward to PKing them. That'd be something there. I mean, I could make PK commentaries and all that. They don't really take me that long, so be kind of interesting. But to go back, because I mean, once again, tangent. Will I play Old School or Legacy? I will definitely be playing Old School as my main game, unless Legacy is god tier. Like, if it's incredible, I don't think I'll stop playing Old School. The main thing I like about Old School is the fact that everything's an achievement. If I go back to Legacy, if we actually do have a game where you have to start from level 3 and everyone has to start again, which I will say now, I do not believe that will have anywhere near the same hype as RuneScape Old School did. Old School had way more hype than this, I think, could possibly ever have. But that would make things an achievement, so that might change my opinion of it. But right now, I mean, if I just play old school, everything's an achievement to me. If I kill Bandos and get Bandos Tassets, I made 20 mil, and that 20 mil means so much to me. If I'm playing Legacy at the same play as RS3, if I get Tassets, it's worth like, what, 8 mil? And 8 mil in that game is next to nothing. You really need, as far as I'm aware, quite a lot of money to play that game. So I don't know about how the achievement thing would be, but I think old school is going to be the game that I'm primarily play. The only thing I would play Legacy for, I think, is hybriding, which I think a lot of you would be interested to hear me say. However, me saying that, going back to what I said before, this video's got all these things that are linking together. If the PKing the PKing system is not identical or close where I can hybrid as I would like to, that would put me off instantly, and I probably wouldn't play. I only really want a hybrid if it's the same, if it's similar, or if it's more interesting. Like if I have the hybrid and it's like twice as fast paced, like going into what it might be, if it is the same, dual wielding weapons is going to exist. How's that going to work? Because will my weapon speed be completely different to what it used to be? 4 ticks for a whip. Will it be 4 ticks for a whip still? Or will it be 2 ticks? If I have one in each hand, will I attack with the whip every 2 ticks? Which I think would be incredibly powerful. Or will I just have 2 whips and attack with an ultimate one every 4 ticks? Which instantly makes it dead content because I could wear a shield instead. So once again, there's a lot of things we cannot say for sure is how it's going to work yet. But to answer that question, will I play Legacy mode? Only to hybrid, I believe. I don't really think I'll be playing it for much else, apart from to train an account, possibly. I mean, going back, what my account right now has 99 attack and 41 defense. My defense obviously was hacked to 41, unfortunately, but my attack level, when EOC came out, I could get 19 attack levels for free, no combats gained. I was 141 combat with 80 attack, I'm 141 combat with 99 attack. Unfortunately, I don't think I can remove that, so my account build might be garbage. Going back to what I said before, I could have the best build in the game. Dragor weapons with 99 attack could completely obliterate a guy that has, I'd say the biggest counter to a 60 attack build was potentially a Void Ranger. So if I'm, well not a Void Ranger, but a Tank Ranger, if I've got 99 attack and Dragors, I could completely dominate them. I don't know that, but I'd like to find out. So I don't know if I'd be able to play on that account. I think I may make a new one if it is more interesting. I would love to play on that account though. I seriously loved my pre-OC account was the best account I ever made on this game. Maxed out, 60 attack, 40 defense, max total, everything 99, 120 dungeon. The amount of work I put in that account was pretty insane. I mean, you saw my playtime over 2 years. It's quite ridiculous, but oh, I mean, I would love to be able to play on that account, but unfortunately, I don't know if I will be able to or will enjoy it. So we'll have to see. Once again, we'll have to see. We'll have to find out. But it will be interesting. So that's kind of another question. Well, that's kind of everything that I needed to cover there. The fact that will I play the game and all that. But what's my initial thoughts on it? I mean, I still haven't answered that question, but I kind of need to have all this behind me to show why I think this. And the last thing I really want to say about is, do I think the Legacy mode is going to be that good? And something that kind of confuses me, which actually a few other people have noticed, is the fact that everybody says that pre-EOC was the best era of RuneScape. And yet, while pre-EOC was here, Karasi, Claws, everybody ragging, Storm of Armadyl, Ganodermic, everybody said it was the worst era at the time. You'd walk in the wilderness, you'd have a guy attacking you with Storm of Armadyl, like, this game sucks, why would anyone play this? I'd way prefer to PK back in Bounty Hunter Critters. Why? What I don't understand is why, now that it's removed, everybody says it's the best. I was somebody that never was a fan of the pre-OC that much compared to eras such as 2007, simply because I hated the overpowered weapons. I disliked the fact that everybody could PK extremely easy. You could get a Chaotic Maul, you could probably bot it, I don't know, you could use that Dunge Pro, I don't know what it was, but you could get a Chaotic Maul, and you could literally go in the wilderness, Soul Split up, 30 defense, 50k risk, attack a guy, go AFK, come back, and these loot would be on the floor because you would never hit a 0. The weapons were so overpowered. Now, that might be something that you prefer. You may prefer the fast-paced fights. Something I always said about old school was the fact that Bridding back then was like really slow-paced. It'd be two-way switches, max hits of like 38 or something, and it just seemed really slow-paced fights that would almost always go out until either a Rambo spec or until someone deathmatched. You wouldn't really kill someone. So the fast-paced action of PKing would be there, but I'm someone that didn't like the overpowered weapons. I really didn't like it. I could really take advantage of them, because if I venged a Chaotic Maul and like Claw Spec at the same time, you're pretty much dead from like 900 health. Like, the power of both of those put together was pretty insane. But, going back to what I was saying, everybody says pre-OC was amazing, but I really don't think it was. Back when it was actually in the game, everybody disliked it. I remember so many people saying, like, why does anyone like this? Everything's just so easy. There's no achievement. There's no challenge. You could go in the wilderness and kill, as Danny will definitely know if he decides to watch this video, you could kill a guy 3 times in the same inventory And for those wondering that story, Danny killed me 3 times in one inventory. He didn't bang, I died 3 times because he had a Kaden Maul just literally sat there 500, 500, 620. Couldn't tank that stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know if that's just me. Like, that might just be my opinion completely. But a lot of people said the pre-EO series was just terrible. It just sucked. It was all just raggers. It was all just, you couldn't find any hybrids, which may be the case of just how RuneScape is now. That may be one I can't put in there. Everything was powerful. Anyone could PK. Dragon Claws were overpowered. All this stuff was there, and all that is coming back. And everyone says it's amazing. I think as soon as we get back and you realise if you walk in the wilderness, boom, you're instantly 2-spec by a Claw Rush. You're going to be there like, why the hell did I want this game mode? I really don't know why I actually wanted this. And stuff like that. So I feel a lot of people are kind of like hyping this up for the wrong reasons. They think pre-OC was the best, but if you could play pre-OC again, which I would like to, just a hybrid, I don't know how people would feel about that. I feel a lot of people would not really enjoy it as much, simply because we all said it was the worst era at the time. Now, fair enough, if you played RuneScape in 06, you may have said this game sucks, but then you play it again in 07, and you're just there like, alright, this game is the best game ever made. It kind of could be a complete change of opinion. If I played pre-OC again, would I like it? I would love the fact that I'd be able to switch again, and that I'd be able to hybrid, but would I love the game? I don't know, because I've been brilliant, and suddenly D-Claw spec G-Maul, 900 health gone. I don't know, I mean, you could do that in old school. I mean, you could AGS at 70 and G-Maul at 30, it can happen. It's just not as likely. Everyone back then was doing it. Darrox and Bonfire, please! The guy would be full health and hit a 60 on you. Things like that. Oh, it's so much, very annoying, but yeah, that's just something that I've been thinking about a lot, is the fact that people said pre-OC sucked when it was actually here, and then suddenly they all want it back really, really badly. But yeah, I won't really go in that anymore, but that's just another thing that you could potentially put into it. One last thing I want to quickly talk about before I actually have to disappear is, I don't even know what it was going to be. What was it going to be? Think. 1 second. Okay, so I actually can't remember. One more thing I'd like to say, though, is everyone was asking Jagex to bring a pre-OC thing or similar out, an old combat system out, but now they finally bring it. Some people are actually thinking like they don't want it anymore. That's something that confuses me as well. People want things, then when it comes out, they don't want it anymore. But once again, that's just certain people, so I can't really speak on behalf. So I guess that is bringing me to the end of the video, where I can put everything that I've just said into one thing to give you my conclusion on Legacy Mode in general. And what I think I'm going to say here, there's actually things I can't say, like RuneScape 3. I don't play that game, so I don't know how it's going to affect RuneScape 3 to bring this update out. I can't really say for sure if this comes out, will it affect the game? Like, if I was voting for something like Bank Tabs, if that came out and I didn't want it, it doesn't affect me in the slightest, simply because I don't have to use them. But if this Legacy Mode comes out, you don't have to use it. But what effects will it have on things like the economy? We really don't know. Things like Dragon Claws might completely rise in price. Like, they might hit 50 mil each or something, and there might be like 2k right now. Buy 3 million of them and you've kind of won the game. Money-wise. So there's a lot of things that like may happen to the RuneScape 3 players that unfortunately I can't say. So if you're a RuneScape 3 player, and you've actually watched all the way through this video, feel free to leave a comment on what your opinion on Legacy Mode is and why you either like it or dislike it. Because I'd like to see what the RuneScape 3 players think about this. Because I'm just saying this as an old school player, someone that prefers the old combat system. That's how I've been saying everything so far this video. But anyways, guys, I will wrap this video up in a minute. It's I actually have to disappear now because I have to go and get my second ECG scan. It's my first video in a while. If you don't already know, I had some symptoms a while ago at school, and I had to get blood tests and some ECG scans, and I actually have to get another one because my first scan didn't come out perfectly. Something to do with my left ventricle being bigger. I don't know. I won't go into detail on it now. Oh, that's quite nice. Oh, you know what? I'm going to turn that off and see if I can... Oh, I might actually be able to do this, you know. If I flick the prayer for the second half of the task, I might be able to do 2 tasks in one inventory. That'd be quite interesting if I can have this. Oh, no, because it'll be point. Damn. Oh, well. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to quickly disappear. I have to go and get my second ECG scan. I'll be back in a bit. Obviously, as soon as I pause the video, it's just going to play again when I'm back, and I'll be able to continue this video. So, I'll see you all in a minute, and then I'll wrap this video up quickly. And then that will be my official video on my opinions on the Legacy Mode. So I'll see you all in a bit. Well, I'll see you all in 0.1 of a second. And I have returned. So obviously some people are going to put in the comments, how did everything go? I'll quickly sum it all up for you. It went okay. It's pretty much exactly the same results I got last time. If you don't know what an ECG scan is, it stands for like electrocardiogram. I don't know, something like that. Pretty much they just scan your heart and see how it's doing. So completely fine results. Walking home, I was walking in rain, so I'm currently completely, well, I'm quite soaked right now, I will admit, but I'm okay, I'm not that bad. I took my whale hat out, actually, which is, oh, it's really wet, damn, but that secured me. That gave me some protection from quite a lot of the rain. But anyways, jumping back in, I have to sum this video up shortly. I've forgotten like half of the things that I've just said, so I have to try and sum this video up, but I'm going to pretty much just say, what my final opinion is. So, obviously, I think I might just throw in the description, like, the ability to skip directly to this part of the video to find out my full opinion. And then say, if you want to know why this is my opinion, you can watch the whole video and to know why. But, in my opinion, I'm going to kind of sum this up in a few ways. In my opinion, do I think Legacy is too late? Do I think it's too late for them to release pre-OC combat and they've lost the majority of the game? My answer to this is yes and no. A lot of people have moved on. As soon as EOC came, a lot of people quit. A lot of people didn't pick up old school, and a lot of people moved on to other games. To bring those back might be very difficult, but I don't know. That is the no part to... I mean, the yes part to it being too late. The no part is RuneScape's going to be alive for a long time. If you think the game's going to die anytime soon, I think you're kind of misinformed. I don't think the game will die anytime... Well, I personally don't think the game will die anytime soon, so obviously this could be a completely wrong opinion. But I think it'll be up for a while. So therefore, I don't think it is too late for them to bring pre-OC combat back to the game. Do I think it will be pre-OC combat completely perfectly as it used to be? No, I don't. I will say that right now. I do not think it will be. However, once again, going back to what I was saying before, it's a kind of like, we have to wait and see. We have no idea. It could be, it can't be. I might be eating my words in 4 months, whenever the hell it comes out, but that's kind of how it's going right now. Do I think it'll be a good update? The only way I can answer that is yes. I think it will be a good update. A lot of people want to play pre-OC combat. That helps these half of the... Well, that part of the game enjoy the content that they actually want to play. Now, this I can't say on behalf of RuneScape 3 players. Do they think it's a good update? I have no idea, because I don't know how it's going to affect RuneScape 3. So I can't answer that. Also, do I think if they bring out like a potential... I've heard rumours of like another pre-EOC server coming out, so there'll be 3 servers running. I kind of think that's a very bad idea, but I feel it'd be a lot easier if they just made certain worlds in RuneScape 3 be able to do it, but the fact that you don't need to train your account again. That wouldn't be that bad, but a completely new server for pre-EOC, I think that's kind of a bad idea. But once again, my opinion on that one. And I guess that's kind of it. I mean, like, do I think it's a good update? There you go. It's yes and no's. There's lots of pros to it, and there's lots of cons to it. The pros, obviously, people will be able to PK in what they think is going to be pre-OC combat. That pretty much just sums up everything. I mean, I've covered as much as I possibly can about the update in this video. I've more spoken about what the update is rather than do I think it'll be good, but I've kind of concluded it all at the end, I believe, in saying what one thinks. If anyone ever asks me what is my opinions of Legacy, everything's in here. I tell you what's good about it and what's bad about it, and what I think, well, what I think is going to be good and bad about it, and overall. But I mean, I want to end this video just saying something that I hope people will remember throughout when this update is coming. Legacy is an update we have to wait and see. It's not one that I think anybody can predict what it'll be like. Like old school, we could predict what that would be like quite easily when it was released because it's simply the old school game. If you played back then, obviously, things like. I don't know, I think EOC is potentially a good example of what I could say here. Everyone knew what EOC was going to be like, similarly, but most people were actually looking forward to it a bit. And then when it came out, nobody liked it. Although, obviously, some people weren't really looking forward to it. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. So I think Legacy is an update. We have to wait and see how it's going to turn out. Obviously, we can't... I hope they bring out a beta. A beta would be fantastic. And I think Jagex will do that, so... I think I might make another video when a beta is released, possibly in the future. And if they don't make a beta, then that kind of sucks. But if they do, that'd be fantastic, because I can test the beta out, I can get first-hand experience, and therefore I can give you a much better review video on what I actually think of Legacy. But right now, I personally don't think I'm in a situation to give a decent review. I don't think anybody is in a decent position to give a good review of what they think of Legacy, because it's not out yet. We don't know what it's going to be like, and that's kind of what I want to end the video on. So, thank you for watching, guys. This is my video, 28 minutes long. I think I did a lot better job on this video than my last one. But I will see you all later. I don't think I'm going to stream today because I'm going to upload this video instead and leave this video up for a bit. So, apologies for that. But yeah, anyways, guys, thank you for watching. And I will see you all in the next video, whenever that is. I haven't made a video in a while, but yeah, I haven't really been doing much apart from Slayer, if I'm honest. So, there hasn't really been much to make. So yeah, anyways, guys, see you all in the next video. Take care, have a good day, and enjoy your Legacy combat.